Nice to see you
Welcome
again.
back to my house.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
My museum, my gallery.
Yeah, I really enjoy here because with so many paintings and different colors, I love them very much.
You.
Especially the one here.
That's a popular one. That's a very popular one. Of the many that I have here, that one has the most requests for prints, posters, and so on.
Yeah, and I believe it is because of the theme is love.
I agree.
Everyone wants love. We are pursuing love in our life. We want the true connection. And the second thing is because of the color, I believe. I really enjoy the different colors.
I believe in love. I believe in peace and, and love.
All the beautiful things in life.
Yes, exactly. So, and these were the messages of the songs that I grew up loving. Beatles songs, All You Need Is Love.
That one is also one of my favorites.
There you go.
Yes.
So we're on the same page in that regard.
That's why I'm here today.
But I was inspired by the painting by actually, you never know where inspiration's going to come from. And this one came from the sidewalk because somebody had scratched the words "more love" onto the sidewalk. And I was walking, and I looked at it and I went, I like that. Usually people write, Joe loves Mary, right?
Yes,
or they'll write, they'll write something obscene, but they don't always write more love. And I just thought, again, it appeals to me, more love. So I decided I would make a painting, and I made a small version of this one, and then I really liked it, and I made a bigger one. And ever since, I've been making prints of them for friends of mine, and I'm now embarking on putting them onto cell phone cases and all sorts of different merchandises, yoga mats.
So we can get this
Yes.
Yoga mat as
Yes,
well.
you can get a yoga mats and shower curtains. And it is because the colors are so lovely. And they were all improvised as they were going on. And I made the decision just based on the energy that was coming back at me from the colors. And then at one point I just went, this is finished. This one is Cello Woman, which was inspired from the hourglass figure that women have. And I noticed also that I was inspired because I saw a recital by a female cellist. And so there they are, they're sitting they're playing the cello, and the instrument is so beautiful, and the cello player was so beautiful, and I just decided I was going to put the two of them together on this. This is a very difficult painting.
This is gorgeous. The color is beautiful.
This was a very challenging
identical
one.
Shape, and
all of these lines
were
created with masking tape. So I would put masking tape on this side.
Okay.
I would put masking tape on this side, leave a slight little crack between the two of them, and paint. And masking tape, you have to know what you're doing, and I'm fortunate that's one of the few things that I really know how to do well with in the world of painting.
Up to this one?
This one is John Lennon. I was literally painting with my eyes closed. Not painting, sketching. So I just decided I would draw a couple of lines. I drew and I went and a thing and a zig and a zag. And I looked at it and I went, that looks like John Lennon. I'm looking at it, and John Lennon in the sketching style that John Lennon has. And I looked at it and I went, I gotta paint that. The background was these kind of a lot of black scratching that I did with steel wool. And then I painted the outline, and now you can see how I used the light paint.
Yes.
To go. You can see how I'm following.
Oh, so for your painting, we can touch it?
Yeah. Well, sure. Sometimes you can touch it. I think we can be a little bit precious sometimes about paintings, that you can't touch them and so on. But here, this is not a painting, but this is a gift from a friend of mine. But it's a frame,
nice.
It's a surface, we can touch it, it's not going to get damaged. This was a kind of important piece for me. You can see it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yes.
And then there's 5 notes. So this is the timeline, and this is the harmony.
Yes.
And this is 5-part harmony.
And I know that you are a musician, and I see that a lot of your paintings, your artworks, actually you use the music element inside.
Yes.
So how can you just make music into artworks.
And it started very, very small. The truth is that I started painting in 2003. I was 49 when I started to paint. I never painted before. I never did anything. Never did anything before.
Did you ever think about that you would become a painter one day?
I used to tell people when I would meet an artist, a painter, I would say, you know, I would give up half of my music talent if I could only paint.
Wow.
I used to say that. I really believe that. I never ever tried to paint. I never thought about painting. It never occurred to me. The only thing I ever did was with pencils. I would kind of doodle on paper. I did it in school. I did it at boring meetings. I do it as almost a nervous habit. And one of the things I used to draw was a little kind of a goofy upright piano.
Oh.
All right?
Yes, and because you play piano.
Because I play piano,
yes.
And I just kind of did this little goofy thing. And I remember one night I was here, and I had just moved into this house, and there was no furniture at all. I had nothing. And I was out shopping for furniture, and I was in one of the stores, and I see a painting on the wall, and it was an abstract, and it was $500. And I thought, you know, $500, I can do that. Because it was like splish, 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 and a scratch. It really was, it was nice, but it wasn't technically difficult to do. I cannot paint the Mona Lisa. But I can paint a simple abstract. So I bought some paint and I bought some canvases on my way home from that shopping trip. And that night I painted a little bit, and I really, really loved it. I really loved it. It was the exact opposite of what music was for me. Music is super prepared. It's very, very step by step. You have an idea, you compose it, you write the melodies, you play the parts, you write the chords, you record everything, and then once you record it, you prepare it for mixing, and once you mix it and you have it finished, there's so many stages that by the time, from the initial idea, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, from that to the finished record, it could be weeks. But in painting, you take the paint, you put it in the can, and you go like this, boom, and that's it. That paint that you put down, that is the paint that's going to be there forever. Whereas in music, what you record is continually processed.
Wow.
There's no processing in the paint. The painting was purely analog. It was purely me and the material and my physical hand going up and down and left and right, and I had a color, and then I added another one and another one, and I thought, man, I really like that. One night I was here, and I had only just moved here, and I didn't have a piano. I didn't have a piano yet. And all my computer equipment was in my recording studio. I used to have a big recording studio downtown.
Nice.
So all my equipment was there. I didn't have a piano, didn't even have a computer in the house, and I was just going, I don't watch TV, I don't do any of that. And I was thinking, man, boy, I really wish I could play some piano. And then I thought, I'm going to paint a piano.
So this is your first painting ever?
This is the painting where I was at home and going, wow, I wish I could play some piano. Well, I don't have a piano, maybe I'll paint a piano. And because of that, this ended up becoming to go on, and I tried many different other pianos. Now here's another example of an upright piano.
Okay, that's still rectangle.
And now you can see how I've now moved into experimenting with backgrounds.
Yes,
this one has no background. And this one would be piano number 23.
Ah, nice.
So here you can see an upright piano
yes.
and a grand piano in the
yes.
same piano.
Oh, yes.
So here I was kind of, I was of two minds. I was painting a grand piano, but when I finished it, it didn't look finished. So I thought, oh, I'm going to put an upright keyboard on it as well. And that was the end of that. That was that, and it was, fun, and I was happy with it. I really loved the colors. This was one of the first times I started doing concentric lines around the keyboard.
Yes.
And on the far left, you see the blue.
Yes.
The blue volume is a violin, but what I was seeing was a woman's body. What I wanted to do was just to describe it, Norva Morisot's paintings are very elaborate, lots of curls and lots of primordial sort of animals and birds and frogs and life. A Norval Morrisseau style design inside a keyboard that maybe I can have an orchestra inside the piano. So I thought, well, I think maybe I should try a grand piano. And that's what I did. And all that little extra curve that you get on a grand piano allowed me to create all the kind of curves that I needed. The curve of a violin, curves of a guitar, the curves of horns.
And I see that the color combination is really great. So how can you just make these colors so nice all together? It's difficult.
I don't know. I think that with colors it really helps me that I did not study. Because when you study, you're taught rules.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And
this cannot go with that one. This should be with
you don't
that
put
one.
purple with green. You don't put purple next to green. Well, I did.
And it worked.
It worked perfect.
Yes.
I had no problem. And it's interesting because it's the same thing with music. You know, sometimes there are rules and you can't use a C sharp and a C major scale, let's say. Why not? Why not? I say, as an artist, I say, why? I don't even know the difference. I don't know the rules. So one of the things that's nice about being in a free flow is that you can make a mistake and accept it. And you go, oh, I didn't mean that, but I think that's cool.
About this painting that you painted first, Love More, More Love.
Yeah.
And then later on, you wrote that song that I like very much.
That's right.
Love More. So can we talk a little bit about the song?
Yes, absolutely. I had a problem with a business partner. Was thinking on the positive. I wanted to just think positive thoughts, not get stressed out, not feel what happens to us when we're really pissed off about something, really under pressure. So it happened to be that it was Christmas time, and I was sending Christmas notes to friends of mine on Facebook, and I would say to a friend of mine who might be a filmmaker, I'd say, here's wishing you more jobs and more love this year. So I would always say more something, more love, and this was my wish. So if it would have been for you, I would have said, here's wishing you more, more artistic adventures and more love.
Thank you,
Elaine. And then with one of my friends who was kind of in a bit of a dark place at the time, I wrote, here's wishing you more light and more love. And I looked at it and I went, that's a song. And I just wrote a whole list of all the things that I would want to wish you more of. I want to wish you more good things, more spirit, more soul, more happiness, more food, more sex, more spice, more of all the good things in life.
Yes.
And I must have had, I don't even know, 40 or 50 different things. And then I was able to kind of assemble them into a rhyme. 1 year later, I was still under pressure. The problems that started a year before were actually even worse. But I just had the thought of producing the song. I just thought, I think I want to do the song.
Yes.
And so I sat down, I come into this room, and this is my music station. Yes. And I started to record the bass parts and the guitar parts and all the various parts, and I thought it was pretty good. I was happy, and now I needed a singer, and I called my daughter.
More sex, more spice, more taste, more right, more touch, more grace, more soul, more sway, more girls, more guys, more clear blue skies, more smiles, more nice, more bliss, more bright, more John, more Paul, more luck, more time, more deep, more pure, more one, more kind, more love.
And that's how the song developed. But the song came from Christmas cards where I was wishing people more love and more good things.
Yes.
And it ended up becoming a list of good things that I was wishing for people. And that's how the song formed.
Oh, that's how nice of you come up with 40 good things for everybody.
Well, there were more. I just only had room for so many. But I probably left about 15 or 20 off. But be positive, be yourself, and fight those negative impulses
with love.
Positive impulses and with love. Because it's a really profound energy force. It's much more than just romantic love. We all want that romantic love and the way it's portrayed in the movies and in romantic novels. But love is much, much wider than that. And it's many, many different things. And we can love different things, and we can love them differently, but it's still the same emotion. And to me, it's the thing that draws people together.
And that's what you want to bring up to your audience with all these creations of artworks.
And that's what I bring into my house, period. I want to bring bright colors, positive vibes, and have that around me.
Goodbye, old year, so long farewell. Time to move on now, and so I wish you more heart, more hope, more high, more happy, more art, more song, more joy, more laughing, more love for your dreaming love, more life.